Welcome to another edition of Tell It How It Is, No Filter. I am Voice of Reason, and I'm glad you could join me. That moment is just to say, I want to know how you're feeling out there. What's going on mentally, honestly, because it's been a rough start to 2026. I feel like it. I mean, every year has its, uniqueness, different story. You know what I mean? But I feel like for it to be just the second month in, we are experiencing all around differences like the violence, the economy, the weather, everything. So this is just a mental check-in. How are you? And I know that it's rough. And I know that we gotta strive for better, think more positive, and try to make change from what's going on currently. You understand? Anything you can do, just keep the faith. Keep the faith. That's all I can say. You know what I'm saying? So let's just go right in. Make sure you subscribe to the channel on YouTube, Voice of Reason, NF. One word. Check me out on Instagram, Buzzahbeater, BUZZAHBEATER. Also on TikTok. All right? Why men with their shit together can never keep a woman. Came across this. I don't necessarily agree. I feel like shit just, the universe is the universe. Like, I know having your shit together puts you in a better position to keep a woman, but it don't just stop there. I know the world tells us, and when I say world, I mean social media, they have us feeling like you gotta, have your shit together because women these days are not as traditional and it's about what you can do for them. I get that. The money helps. Having your shit together helps, but it doesn't complete the task. If you are a bozo, if you're a weirdo, if you're socially awkward, if you can't hang, pause. These are things that's going to still make it tough for you to get your queen. So I'm glad I came across this because it's like that is not the tell-all be-all. It helps. It definitely helps. And, we can turn it around and show what that looks like when you don't have your shit together, how that's tough as well. But I gotta be honest, if we do a challenge, I got the men without their shit together keeping a woman longer, doing better with obtaining women. Quality-wise, I'm not gonna judge or say what that is, but they could keep. They could still, you know what I mean? Because it's the other things I told you. They're not weird. They're not a bozo. Characteristics and personality doesn't cost. You can't pay for those things. You either you got this swag about you or you don't. You got this confidence about you or you don't. There's certain things money can't replace. You know what I'm saying? So I have to say I disagree with that. If you can't keep a woman, this personality, swag, character, substance, these things are lacking and you're corny. I mean, let's just say what it is, right? So that's what really that is. But I can't stress enough, having your shit together is a plus, but you was bugged out to think that that's it. That's sort of the equivalent. I gotta go here. It's sort of equivalent to women getting a body done, fixing everything up, Botox or whatever, to look like the best they can be visually, physically, and then wondering why they can't keep a man. Similar thing. Money, looks, sex, Those three things, as appealing as they are, as important as we make it seem, those things are not the end all tell all. So you got to go beyond that and dig deeper. You know, substance does still matter to a lot. You know what I mean? And just confidence and just, you know, security comes from that as well. Security don't just come from money. You get me? So that's the reason why you struggle, fellas. Sorry to say. You know, maybe I'll do a side class to teach you how to have some swag and not be a bozo and not be a weirdo. You know what I mean? But you definitely need to check yourself and see if that could explain why you're not successful. Copy? Good enough. All right. What's the best advice for a man after a tough divorce or breakup? It's many lanes to go with this, but again, the best advice is putting pressure because it's per individual and how bad it was, how much did it hurt him, how broken he is, what environment he's in. You know, it's so many factors that there's no real best advice as far as a one way. I can't give one thing that's going to help all. You get what I mean? So the normal stuff you hear is level up, get your shit together, work out, health is wealth. You need a real strong circle, fellas. Go on some trips, go out, you know, take your mind off of it. But here's where it's not always the best advice. So when you go to your guys and y'all go out, I know they're going to be telling you to chase cat all day long. Get your lick back. Knock them down. It's not really helping. It's a distraction, but it doesn't heal. I'm sorry. Listen, I confess first. Sex is not a healer. It just feels good. And it's the ignorant way of doing things sometimes. Like, motherfuckers like, word, I bet. So it's not a healer. It's really not. So I wouldn't put that in best advice. What I will say is, even though these things sound corny and plain, leveling up, getting your shit together, health is wealth, and actually sit in this shit, man. Sit by yourself. Chill with yourself. Refine the things that you love to do, you like to do, that doesn't require another person to be around. Shit sound difficult, right? Again, it's depending on which individual we talking about, who had the breakup, what kind of character do they have? You know what I mean? Because if you was really basing your whole purpose around a marriage, around a relationship, it's even harder. It's like there's really nothing no one can tell you, because that was a lot of energy devoted. So that's going to take something else. May have to get spiritual here. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but it may take some real, just you and the higher power. But you do got to sit in it. You do got to just go through the motions and let it play out. This is slow cook. This is not microwave. It's a slow cooker. It's not an air fryer. It's not the stove. Google slow cooker. You got this. You got to walk this thing out, man. So that's it. And it's not even I can't even vouch that that's the best advice, but I know it's not good advice. You know what I'm saying? You can get all the women in the world and stack up bodies. It's not. It's not. Because you know what? Even if you go after a lot, you go in and you may meet someone dope, but you ain't even there. You're not even there to embrace that. And it's not good, because even if you're so dope to them that they're willing to sit through whatever it takes to get you right, it's going to eventually break them, or they even don't have the right state of mind to even be dealing with something like this. I tell you for sure, my last shit that had me fucked, I wouldn't advise no woman to deal with that. And I'm not even talking about being nasty or disrespectful or I barely could vouch now. Know that. Yeah, I said it. But I'm not disrespectful or weird or bozo or there's nothing uncomfortable about my atmosphere and being in my space. But I'm just keeping it tall. You know yourself. And that is a part of the healing process because when you can vouch and know how you do, that's a good sign. That definitely is a good sign. I ain't gonna hold you. So let's go. Thinking you won't find the one again doesn't always come from scarcity. It's reality that great matches are rare. Now, this can come from the breakup and divorce, or this could just be in general. If you have gone through something, it can make you judge and view shit differently, right? So let's go from that angle. You gotta go through stuff. It's almost like you gotta feel pain. You gotta fuck up. You gotta make mistakes. You gotta be with the wrong one. You gotta be with the one you think was the right one. You gotta go. This trial and error thing needs to happen in abundance. Sad to say. And more bad need to happen than good. Because now when you select after that, when you hit the reset button and you've calmed yourself, you feel healed. Now this is why this subject right here is dope because now it is rare. It may look like a scarcity because now there's things that you're not going to put up with. There's things you're looking out for to eliminate and you're more locked in when selecting. This just frivolous. Oh, people meet, people have a likeness, people have something in common, and then we just go. We just freestyle. We just troop it. Oh, well, we just hang out a few times, get a few laughs. It seems like a good time. And then boom, you just in some shit now. You just in a relationship. You know what I mean? And then now when that honeymoon stage, which is a real thing, when that honeymoon stage dies down, when that energy of new dies down, and now y'all used to each other or y'all around each other, now y'all spending more time, it's like, that's when you really see stuff like bad habits, things that they tucked when they, because when people are in good spirit, I'm all over the place. Listen, when people are good people, a good spirit, a good vibe, they're like that no matter what the temperature is, no matter what the atmosphere is. But you know what the problem is? A lot of people are able to put on that show when they're excited for something, when they want something, when they're fully feeling something. You get that 100% on whatever that looks like in the very beginning when it's exciting and new. But what happens when you get comfortable? That's both parties. I'm not picking on no side. We get comfy, and then does that energy, good spirit, good vibe still remain that strong, even though whatever you seeing in front of you is slacking a little? But like so much has been stamped that you're like, all right, I knew the honeymoon phase would die down. I knew it wouldn't be fucking Disney the whole way. But it's still enough good energy and good vibe to rock out. And then that's when you might have found the one. But you're not wrong to think you may not find the one. The more shit you went through, and now you know what you want or don't want, and you have standards, you have like boundaries and etc. So that's just life. You know what I mean? People who have made it, people who are making it, we don't know like what the groundwork was, what the foundation stems from. But if they're able to make it, God bless. You know what I'm saying? Everybody doesn't have to take the same journey and the same preparations to find that. Some people could luck is real, man. I don't care if you want to sit here and say there's no such thing as lucky. There's mofos that's lucky to have found each other at that right time, lucky to come into each other's lives calculatively, lucky to just stand the storm. Like a lot of that do be luck. There's all the other factors why they made it and they'll make it, but it could stem from and it could have remnants of luck. Bottom line. You know what I'm saying? So that's that with that. But there's nothing wrong with thinking from a scarcity mind mixed with knowing that matches are rare. We don't be too paranoid. You got to know balance, read the room, and maybe you will come across something that you don't have to be paranoid about. Genuine could come. But don't just be wooed fast, though. Something clicks real quick in 5 or 10 minutes and boom. It's crazy. So, last, I tell you, I'll be running through these things now. You can't dictate what happiness a person deserves if they can't see. All of these intertwine, don't they? So if you're still not healed, or if you want to front and think you're healed, but the guard is so up, you're so, one eye, so conscious of looking out for bullshit, not trusting, questioning everything, then you won't find happiness. You won't. You'll find a paranoid partner, and y'all could both be paranoid together. And that's a negative toxic right there. That like there's a positive one, but there's really a negative toxic with that because you might think y'all could rock out because y'all both paranoid, y'all both head on a swivel, y'all not going for it, and that is a likeness. That is something in common. But this is why I say that something in common isn't always conducive to y'all growth, to y'all being one. You know what I mean? So it's just not going to work out when you have that in the way. So if you are good, you can honestly vouch that you're in a place to select and move accordingly. But you come across a person like this, there is nothing you can do. There is nothing you can do. It's sad. People fumble people all the time. It's like a super fumble because when they come out of something that scars and damages them, they think of that as a fumble. But then that very next person that might have been the one, that's a super fumble because now you fucking up because you not good. You know, the fuck up when you was solid, when you felt sane of soul, mind, and body, and you was in the right headspace and you had no initial trauma. You know what I mean? You was at your stronger point. When that situation you're in doesn't work out, you judge and kick at yourself, right? You give yourself all this like, oh man, and it ties into why you can't move on because you're sitting there beating yourself up about it. But in reality, that's not where you should beat yourself up. If you're gonna beat yourself up and criticize yourself and get on yourself to snap the fuck out of it, it's that next situation that probably was potentially the one, definitely a better candidate than the one you sitting here beating yourself up about that didn't work. See, life don't have do-overs in practice, so you can't go back and see what I'm saying. If you don't feel that, then it just wasn't, you just can't see. You know what I mean? So that's perfect for this. You can't dictate what happiness a person deserves because if they're sitting there still pondering on the shit that didn't work out because they was 100 and now somebody's saying, I see you, I know you're 100, what's good? And you can't receive that. You just can't receive that. And this is note to self as well. I'm not sitting here like I perfected shit and I'm good or great at nothing when it comes to that. There's a lot of learning. There's a lot of healing. There's a lot of work to be done for you, for me, definitely. There's no question about that. But having the knowledge to know and start to be able to elaborate and articulate and speak on it is a good sign. It's a very good sign that you will get there one day. I really feel so. You understand? So just lock in and pay attention. Read the room, read temperatures, see what's genuine, see if you could pick out what may look long-term genuine, because it's not about even lasting forever. Just I want to be around energy that seems genuine. All right? So till the next time, you know my 3 P's. Stay positive, stay progressive, and stay pushing. Peace.
Love being this, so I expect the drama. It goes left as a good guy. You crying for mama. Are you crying? Thick skin, like I'm wearing some armor. I'm a shooter. Only way I miss shells like Obama. What a punch, you want love? What a punk. All I want is respect and 4 checks every month. Every bad guys are fly and the hood got sore. So join us. Fuck you wanna be a good guy for? They're playing your face and think it's okay. With us they gotta tread light and think what they say. Or we leave them rotten.